These costumes are inspired by the creatures of Poor Things. Specifically, Mocha's gonna be the head of a goose and body of a Frenchie, while Mochi's gonna be the head of a Frenchie and body of a goose. Now that I have 2 dogs, I just thought this was the perfect cute little duo's costume, even though every time I tried to explain this reference, nobody understood it. These creatures have like less than 3 seconds of screen time, but they're so cute. I started out by tracing and cutting out a general goose head shape, and ignore the beak part because I didn't end up sewing on that. I was originally just going to do the body wings costume for Mochi because Mocha wasn't even in our lives until 2 weeks ago when we unexpectedly adopted her, but it honestly really worked out for my costuming plans, and that's what's important, you know? So after flipping everything right side out, I started to stuff the goose head with extra scraps of fabric. I cannot emphasize enough to you how much fabric I put in this little tube. It is packed so tight so it would stand up straight. It's honestly an astounding amount of stuffing, but like, it worked. With Mochi's costume, the wings are made out of 1 layer of felt sandwiched between 2 layers of cotton. I did this to create a 3D effect with the stitching.
So I just stitched around and then tried to add some little feather detailing and hopefully make it look more like a wing, but I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe like 1 more feather or something up here.
Yeah, that looks better. Now I only have to copy it on this one.
The wings turned out pretty decent, and then I also cut some stuff out of this orange felt, and then I'm gonna glue the beak on, and that's all I'm gonna do for tonight.
I wanted to use hot glue for this, but I cannot find the hot glue gun, so fabric glue it is. Why is it this texture? What the fuck? Oh my god, it's so liquidy. Yeah, this did not end up working at all. Now it's lumpy. This is definitely like past its best by date. I did not expect this to be the hardest part of my night.
One of the dogs has a harness that fits pretty well, so I'm just gonna trace this.
I kind of forgot seam allowance, but I think it'll be fine. I made this costume mostly because it was fun, but also because of the fact that a lot of regular dog clothes don't fit bulldogs because their shoulders are just too wide. After tracing and cutting the pattern onto some gift wrap because I didn't have pattern paper, I cut it right down the middle and then attached it on each outer edge so that the final product would attach underneath her instead of the back like the harness does.
Yep. Did you get the picture I sent?
I then got my hands on a glue gun to attach the beak and other pieces I didn't feel like sewing because no other adhesive was working, and I think I tried them all. Here I am hot gluing the neck onto the main harness piece as well, but I did redo this in the end because it wasn't standing up. I did rip it off, cut the neck a little shorter, and stuff it with even more fabric. This is the shape of Mochi's costume. I genuinely have no iron, so this is what we're working with. And since the wings I made also have like these raw edges, I'm just gonna sew around and not worry about like the edges or like flipping it inside out or anything. To try and get a 3D shape, I put the body piece on my makeup bag. I hot glued the wings almost right above the shoulder holes, and I only glued the front half of the wings so the back would like lift up a little bit. I imagine my dog is like as big as my leg. That's cute. Leaving the wings a little lifted up. That's really cute. So I'm redoing the neck again because the other one was just too floppy, like it wouldn't stay up. What also helped stabilize was cutting slits on the very bottom of the neck and then gluing them flat and out instead of folding them underneath. Again, using my leg as a model. Is that the cutest? Okay, so imagine like legs are holding it in place as well. Is that the cutest from the top? No. But is it actually fairly sturdy? Yeah, like it's not flopping over. Even when it's looser like that, it's still not as bad as it was, even though it's a little leaning tower. The very last step is snap fasteners. For some reason, my mom already had a kit of snap fasteners, so this is great for me, and I already spaced the holes. So did I actually use any real measurements for this? No, of course not. Why would I do that? And of course I watched a YouTube tutorial on how to attach these, so I'll link that down below. Like I said, my mom already had these snap fasteners. I don't really know what she was planning to use them for, or if she ever used them, but they're coming in handy now. So the only things I actually did have to buy for this project were the felt pieces and the hot glue, because the fabric here is actually upcycled pillowcases. So this ended up being a really cheap project, and you know how I feel about upcycling. Yes, loves it. Which is definitely a win considering how expensive dog clothes are. And like, is a costume for your dog necessary? No. But I am a huge Halloween fan, and I am a huge fan of my dogs. I ended up doing 4 of these fasteners for each dog costume, and I focused the ones on Mochi's costume just to the front of it.
And boom.
The last step was drawing eyes on with a Sharpie, and now it's time for the grand reveal.
This is what Mochi and Mocha are for Halloween. Oh yeah! Goose dog. They are about that size.
Oh my gosh, she's drinking that water. Like it's yummy.